Whether you've read the book already or you've been waiting until the final dismissal bell rings for the 2022-23 school year, in this episode, I'm going to break down what's in store for you to take your next best steps using the Hacking Teacher Burnout book and the community to make this summer the best yet. Let's dive in. Your choice to begin and continue working in education should not be taken lightly. But how do you manage it all while keeping that fire burning bright so you can show up in your classroom and in life as your best self every day? That's what this show is all about. Welcome to the Burned In Teacher podcast. I'm Amber Harper, classroom teacher, author of Hacking Teacher Burnout, and with more and more teachers quitting the profession or accepting #teacher misery as their forever reality, I step in as your teacher burnout coach to help you take your next best steps to creating a happier and more fulfilled career and life. Now, let's take one more step forward and out of burnout together so we can burn on. Shall we? Let's go. Well, hey there, Burned In Teachers. Welcome to episode 183 of the Burned In Teacher podcast. I'm your host, Amber Harper, and I am so excited about today's episode. It's going to be short and a little different than most of the episodes on the podcast because I'm really just going to let you know what is coming up this summer. I'm recording this episode at the end of April, and it is a little over 70 degrees outside. My husband's mowing the lawn, and it is in the air. Summer is coming so fast. This year has flown by, and I am, as always, so excited for summer. I'm ready to get some things done, but also have some relaxation, some rejuvenation, and just to kind of do whatever I want. But you know how I feel about the balance between the conventional self-care and the radical self-care. And this summer on the Burned In Teacher podcast, we are going to be working on the radical self-care together in a little different way than we ever have before. Now, in episodes several years ago and last summer, I laid out the entire Burned In process, and it's evolved over time, even since the episodes have launched last summer. But what I've never done is I've never gone through the book with you. And so we thought it'd be fun here at Team Burned In Teacher to do a book study with you all together as one big Burned In family. So I'm going to lay out some things, something to look forward to, and some things that you'll need to do in order to prepare, because the first episode of this summer book study series is going to be on June 3rd. One big reason that we believed so much in doing this Hacking Teacher Burnout book study summer series is because we believe in the power of community. We believe in the power of the top 5. And if you've read the book before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And what we want to do is we really want to, get everybody in a nice big group hug around the Hacking Teacher Burnout book and go through it together as a community. And to go through the Hacking Teacher Burnout book, we are going to use the brand new Hacking Teacher Burnout book study guide that's available on TPT. We're doing this because I want to give you spaces and places for you to get all of the mess that may be going on inside of your brain out onto paper. You've heard me say it before that if you get it out from behind your eyeballs and out in front of your eyeballs, things look different. You see things with a new light and with new perspective. And that's what we want to do with the Hacking Teacher Burnout book study guide. We want you to read the book along with us and reflect along with us and converse with us inside of the Burned In Teacher podcast Facebook community. So starting on June 3rd, we are going to start with the introduction. And every week after that, all the way through August 5th, we are going to go chapter by chapter. And we're doing this because so many things. You guys know me so well. You know that I also believe in not just shelf help, right? Like reading a book and then putting it on the shelf and taking zero action. That is definitely not what we're all about here at Burned In Teacher. And so what I want you to do is I want you to have time to reflect, to proact, to take some action and to dream and visualize how you are going to make the 2023-24 school year better than the previous year. Maybe better than the previous 10 years. Heck, maybe even better than your entire teaching career. And we get to do this together. Because not only am I going to go chapter by chapter through the Hacking Teacher Burnout book, we are going to be creating posts and questions and conversations and creating conversations inside of the Burned In Teacher podcast Facebook community. So it's really going to be a great time for you to connect with other teachers, find yourself a good old burnout buddy, and connect with each other all over the power of our mindset, our perspective, and our belief that if we choose to do things differently, that is the only way we are going to see different results. And what better time to do things differently and to try some things and to practice what it will look like to go into your new school year with a renewed sense of self and a new vision for what you want your life to look like and who you want to be. I could just go on forever. Then to read this book together over the summer. So here's what I need you to do before June 3rd. Okay, it's pretty simple. Number one, we need you to make sure that you are a member of the Burned In Teacher Podcast Facebook community. So go to facebook.com/groups/burnedinteacher and request to join as soon as possible. We've been in there for years and there are thousands of teachers having amazing conversations, asking great questions, and we want you to be a part of this community. The next step is I want you to get the book. You got to have the book to do the reading, to take the action, right? So you can go to burnedinteacher.com/shop if you want to grab the book there. I have an Amazon link there that you can follow to get it, or you can just simply go to amazon.com, search Hacking Teacher Burnout, or you can also find the book at barnesandnoble.com. And if you already have the book, if you've already read it once, maybe twice, hey, listen, there is no shame and no harm in reading it again. You know, what I've often said about the burned in process is that the more you go through it, the better, because each time you really dive deep into the content, you realize how far you've come. So whether you're new around here or you've read the book once, twice, or more, you are invited to this Hacking Teacher Burnout book study series that's happening this summer. All right. We just want to get as many teachers involved as possible. And we'd love you to bring a friend, invite a friend. So if you already have the book for yourself, see if there's a friend who would like to join this summer book series with us and get them a book as a nice little gift, all right? And the last thing that we need you to do is to go to burnedinteacher.com/shop, go to our TPT store. You can find me on TPT at Burned In Teacher as well, and grab the Hacking Teacher Burnout book study guide, because the power of this summer book study series is going to be you reflecting, you visualizing, you dreaming, you planning, and you beginning to build that discipline into your daily routine. And the Hacking Teacher Burnout book study guide gives you all of the space and all of the places that you need in order to, in an organized fashion, get all of these thoughts and dreams and plans out onto paper in one nice, tidy space. And then all you have to do before June 3rd is read the introduction. That's it. And this is totally free, by the way. You don't have to register. You don't have to, enter your first name and email address. This is totally free, and it's all going to be broadcast on the Burned In Teacher podcast all summer long. Of course, if you have any questions at all, you can email me at support@burnedinteacher.com, or of course, contact me on Instagram. I love it whenever y'all jump into my DMs and ask me questions or comment on my stories. Let's have a conversation. I can answer any questions that you have about this. So again, quickly, join the Facebook group, get the book, get the Hacking Teacher Burnout book study guide, and simply read the introduction by June 3rd. And the introduction is very, very short, by the way. And be ready to take some significant action this summer when we don't have to worry about getting up super early or lesson plans or grading or those behaviors. We can leave all of that to the wayside and just focus on us and our overall well-being. We hope that you'll join us. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And we look forward to seeing you at our very first Hacking Teacher Burnout book study summer series on June 3rd. Now, take a deep breath because you're about to do something very big for your burnout. Burn on. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. To keep this conversation going, connect with me on Instagram @BurnedInTeacher. I'm always ready and willing to have a conversation with you about your burnout and ways I can help you to move through it. If you're looking for support in growing through your burnout in ways you never thought possible, check out my online course, Burned In Teacher University, at burnedinteacher.com/course. I'll see you in the next episode. Burn on.